Good morning, classmates. I am Charmy Sulit Domingo. I will report about the Rizal's most contested and ever incontestable manuscript. Our objectives is to be able for our classmates to understand the topic Rizal's most contested and ever incontestable manuscript. This is a retraction of Rizal that was copied in verbatim and published in Spain and reprinted in Manila. It was written by Jesus Ma.Cavanna, a Manso. He was a Catholic priest from the order of the Congregation of the Mission, more commonly known as the Vincentian Fathers. He was the author of Rizal's Unfading Glory, published in 1956, a documentary of Jose Rizal's conversion to Catholicism. To wrote is the basic Christian doctrine in 1982. He also defended Rizal's faith in the Philippine Senate, which has silenced all doubts about Rizal's being a Catholic. He was a Filipino-Spanish heritage, spoke Spanish and English, but also very fluent in Tagalog, the Philippine national language, and Latin. Died in San Juan de Dios Hospital in 1994. Duterte and Rizal have something in common. They exposed the hypocrisy in the powerful Catholic Church, and both were persecuted. So, of all Rizal's writing, there is one that has been and seems to remain a nightmare. For some of 32 cm by 22 cm, containing a manuscript of 18 lines with 115 words, all in Rizal's own handwritten. It was penned at 11:30 p.m. on December 29, 1896, in his chapel cell at Fort Santiago in the presence of 13 eyewitnesses. On the following day, Rizal's holograph was brought to the Ateneo and then to the Archbishop's Palace, where many other persons had the chance to examine, read, and get copies of it. On that same day, the text of the document was published, correctly in some papers or with some very slight and insubstantial discrepancy of a word, more than a word less on other papers. After some time, the document with some 35 other similar or related documents bound together in a folder about 1/2 inch thick was kept in the Archbishop's archives, and for almost 12 years, nobody came out to question its existence or its genuineness. It was only at the end of 1908 when, according to Teodoro M. Calao of La Masoneria Filipina, Manila, 1920, page 202, the Masons started a campaign against the falsehood of the alleged abjuration of Rizal. The document could not be easily located then when high stock. It was useless for one of the eyewitnesses living still in the Philippines to write a pamphlet. Father Pio Pai, La Muerta Cristiana del Dr. Jose Rizal, Manila, 1909, were among many convincing proofs of Rizal's conversion and retraction. He included a text from a bona fide copy they kept in the Ateneo of the formula proposed to Rizal for his retraction, with insertions of the words amended, added, and omitted by Rizal in his actual writing of the retraction document. Mark this well, the text included in Father Pai's book was not the text of Rizal's holograph. It was useless because for those who thought that Rizal's greatness lies in his anti-Catholic ideas and writings, the retraction document became a total denial of such greatness, and that could not be. And so, they kept on claiming that Rizal's retraction could not be accepted unless the original document be produced. The claim was obviously unreasonable. In legal procedure and in historical mythology, direct and circumstantial evidence may bring the certainty of a disputed fact even in the absence of the best evidence. And this is what Gonzalo Maria Piñana achieved in his work, Morio el Doctor Rizal Cristianamente, Reconstruction de los últimas horas de su vida, Barcelona, 1920. He gathered the testimony of the contemporary papers, looked for all surviving witnesses, and saw that each one would sign their sworn surviving witnesses and saw that each one would sign their sworn statements before some recognized notary public, legalizing their documents before the proper consular authorities, so that no legal requisite be wanting to be the perfect validity such accredited public instruments. The weight of the evidence presented in Piñana's book was overwhelming. Following the most strict demands of historical criticism, the fact of Rizal's retraction should have been a closed question after 1920, but it was not and will probably never be for those who shut their eyes to the light. On May 18, 1935, Manuel A. Gracia, C.M., of the Manila San Carlos Seminary, appointed Archdiocese archivist, while engaged in the tedious work of going through a multitude of papers dumped on the floor to sort and classify them for filing in a newly constructed steel vault, and unexpectedly came upon a bundle of documents marked Masoneria. There, among the retractions of 28 prominent Filipino patriots of the last years of the Spanish regime, an unwritten retraction document of Rizal was found, and a prayer book with the acts of faith, hope, and charity signed by Rizal, and the official certificate of Rizal's Catholic burial signed by the chaplain of the Catholic cemetery on June 15, 1935. The Saturday edition of the Herald brought in its front lines in 2-inch banner head announcing the news: Rizal's retraction found. Immediately, the Manila paper started a veritable deluge. Tribune and Manila Daily Bulletin, June 19, 1935. It was placed trustfully in the hands of Rizalists, investigators, newspapermen, Catholics and Masons, Filipinos and Americans, professors, writers, and above all, of handwriting experts. With long years of technical experience in identifying questioned documents, the document was scientifically examined under the microscope in natural daylight, both direct and reflected, under ultraviolet light from a mercury arc lamp, and under infrared light. Photographs were taken by direct and incident illuminations. The ink was analyzed by the method prescribed by the Bureau of Standards, as proposed by German chemists Schalte and Newman, and recommended by Albert S. Osborne, International Authority on Handwriting Analysis, and facsimiles were published.
Piñana weighed the evidence presented follows the most strict demand of historical criticism. The fact Rizal retraction closed after 1920. So May 18, 1935, Manuel A. Garcia, Congregation of the Mission of Manila San Carlos Seminary, unexpectedly came upon a bundle documents marked Masoneria. So dito si Piñana ay maingat na nagtatasa ng ebidensya at sumusunod sa mahigpit na pamantayan ng historical criticism. So ayon sa kanyang malalim na pagsusuri, itinuturing na tapos na ang pag-atras ni Rizal pagkatapos ng 1920. So hindi ito nagkaugnay sa pagsusuri ni Piñana sa retraction ni Rizal ang discovery ng pakete ng mga papel na may level na masoneria noong 1935. Masoneria restriction of the 38 prominent Filipino patriots of the last years of Spanish regime. The handwritten restriction document of Dr. Jose Rizal and the prayer book with the acts of faith, hope, and charity signed by Rizal and the official certificate of Rizal's Catholic burial signed by the chaplain of Catholic Cemetery. Dito na-discover ni Manuel A. Garcia ng isang pakete ng mga papel na may level na masoneria na naglalaman ng mga dokumentong pagsisisi ng 28 na kilalang bayaning Filipino. So kasama dito ang restriction ni Rizal. June 15, 1935, announcing the few of Rizal's retraction found June 19, 1935. So document exhibited at the Gallery of Arts Ayuntamiento building, presented by Tribune and the Manila Bulletin. So dito nalaman noong Hunyo 1535 na nakatuklas ng mga dokumentong pagsisisi si Rizal 4 na araw pagkatapos ng noong Hunyo 19, at ito ay nakadisplay na sa publiko. Human chemist and Newman, recommended by Albert S. Osborne, they are the ones who analyze and examine the handwritten if it was really from Dr. Jose Rizal under the international authority, handwritten and analyzed and facsimiles published in Manila papers and magazines. They consensus it is genuine. Inalisahan ng mga kemistang Aliman at si Newman na ang sulat ni Rizal at sinasabing totoo ang kanyang pagsisisi batay sa kopya ng Manila Papers. So December 29, 1996, Midnight produced its contest again. Not the historicity of Rizal version but the genuineness of the accused sheet of paper signed by Rizal. So dito noong December 29, 1996, nagkaroon ng debate tungkol sa pagiging original ng papel na pinirmahan ni Rizal at hindi ang kasaysayan nito. Rizal Restriction Manila 1959, it was booklet by J. Colas showing two substantially different and supposedly original. So restriction documents of Rizal, a senator remarked, a lawyer familiar with his law of evidence would readily conclude that the both are forgeries and should be discarded. Ang booklet na Rizal Restriction of Manila 1959 ni J. Colas ay ito ay naglalaman ng dalawang magkaibang sinasabing original na dokumento ng pag-atras ni Rizal na itinuturing isang senador na bilang peke. Ildefonso Tirones and Luciano de la Rosa, Manila 1961, second booklet announces the long overdue discovery of the forger of the Rizal Restriction. So, ang pangalawang booklet na inilabas ni na Ildefonso Tirones at Luciano de la Rosa noong 1961 ay nag-announce na discovery ng forger ni Rizal's Restriction na matagal nang hinahanap.